You say you want love, real love, safe, consistent, honest. But when it starts getting close, you feel something shift. You pull back. You overthink. You lose interest or create distance. And later, you sit with a quiet question. Asterisk, why do I keep doing this? Asterisk, it doesn't feel like rejection at first. It feels like instinct. Someone shows genuine interest. And instead of relief, you feel tension. You reread their messages. You question their intentions. You notice tiny things that suddenly feel off. They reply too fast, or too slow. They seem too available, or not available enough. And slowly, your mind starts building a case. Not against them, but against the connection itself. You begin to withdraw, maybe subtly. You take longer to reply. You act a little colder. You convince yourself. Asterisk, this isn't right. Asterisk, or worse. Asterisk, I'm just not feeling it anymore. Asterisk, but the pattern repeats. Different person, same ending. And underneath it all, there's a contradiction that doesn't make sense. You want closeness, but something in you resists it. So what is your brain actually trying to do? This isn't self-sabotage in the way people usually describe it. You're not randomly destroying something good. You're protecting something vulnerable. Because your brain doesn't just seek love. It also tries to avoid pain. And sometimes, those two goals collide. If closeness once led to confusion, inconsistency, or emotional risk, your brain learned a simple rule. Asterisk, closeness is not entirely safe. Asterisk. So now, when love appears, your system doesn't just feel attraction. It also scans for threat. And if it finds even a small signal, it reacts. Not because you don't want love, but because part of you doesn't trust it. But what exactly is happening inside your mind? In those moments of pushing away, there are two systems quietly interacting inside you. One moves toward connection. The other moves away from danger. This is often explained through attachment theory. If your early emotional experiences were inconsistent, sometimes warm, sometimes distant, your brain learned a mixed signal. Love feels good, but it can also disappear. So now, when someone gets close, both systems activate at the same time. Here's the mental model. It's like having one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake. Part of you wants to move forward. The other part says, asterisk, wait, this might not end well. Asterisk, this creates internal friction, which feels like confusion, doubt, sudden loss of feelings. But it's not that your feelings disappear. They get overridden by your brain's threat detection system, especially the amygdala, which is responsible for scanning emotional danger. Once it senses risk, it starts generating protective thoughts. They're not right for me. This feels off. I need space. And your brain believes those thoughts because they feel urgent and real. Then comes another layer. Deactivation strategies. These are unconscious ways your mind creates distance. Focusing on flaws. Romanticizing independence. Convincing yourself you're better alone. Not because it's true, but because it reduces emotional exposure. So what you experience as losing interest is often your brain choosing safety over connection. The real question is, how do you stay open to love without feeling like you're losing control? You don't force yourself to stay. You learn to understand what's happening while it's happening. 1. Name the pattern in real time asterisk asterisk. What to do when you feel the urge to pull away. Pause and label it. This is me wanting distance. Why it works. Labeling emotions activates the prefrontal cortex, which reduces the intensity of the amygdala's threat response. You're not stopping the feeling. You're creating space around it. Example, you feel like ignoring a message. Instead of acting immediately, you think, asterisk, I feel overwhelmed, not uninterested. Asterisk. 2. Slow the reaction, not the feeling asterisk asterisk. What to do? Give yourself time before making decisions about the person. Not hours, days. Why it works. Your brain's threat response is fast and emotional. But your deeper values and intentions come from slower, more regulated processing. By delaying action, you prevent temporary fear from becoming permanent decisions. Example, instead of ending things after one uneasy feeling, you wait and observe if the feeling changes. 3. Separate intuition from fear asterisk asterisk. What to do? Ask, is this calm clarity or anxious urgency? Why it works. Real intuition tends to feel steady and quiet. Fear feels rushed, loud, and convincing. This distinction helps you identify whether your reaction is protective or perceptive. Example, I need to leave right now, likely fear. This doesn't feel aligned over time, likely clarity. 4. Stay slightly present, not fully invested ***. What to do? You don't have to dive all in. Just don't disappear. Stay engaged in small, consistent ways. Why it works? This creates graded exposure, a concept from behavioral psychology. Instead of overwhelming your system, you allow it to adapt to closeness gradually. Example, you continue the conversation, even if part of you wants to withdraw, but you don't force intensity. 5. Challenge the perfect exit story, ***. What to do? Notice when your brain builds a perfect reason to leave. Then question it. Why it works? Your mind prefers certainty, so it creates logical explanations to justify emotional avoidance. By questioning those narratives, you weaken the automatic escape pattern. Example, they're too available, or are they just consistent? Wanting love and pushing it away isn't a contradiction. It's a system trying to do two things at once: protect you and connect you. The key isn't choosing one over the other. It's learning to hold both, without letting fear make the final decision. Think of it like standing at the edge of water. You don't need to jump in all at once. You just stop running away every time it touches your feet. You don't have to rush into love, and you don't have to run from it either. What you feel makes sense. It was learned, repeated, reinforced over time. But it's not fixed, because awareness changes how patterns play out. And the next time you feel that urge to pull away, you might not stop it completely, but you might pause, just long enough to see it clearly. And sometimes, that small pause is where everything begins to change.